I'm going to use this image of Charles Bukowski to show you how to make a cool poster using clipping mask and the character window. So you'll see here I have this image of Bukowski, one of my favorite writers. And first thing I want to do is I want to make a copy of this layer. So I'm going to go over here and drag this down to the Create New Layer icon, and it's going to make a copy of that. I'll show you why I'm doing that a little bit later. So what I want this to look like is basically half of this is going to be covered with a black square, and there's going to be text over it that cuts through the black square. So I'm going to go ahead and pick a black rectangle and cover about half of this image. Cool. So I'm going to put this on top of there. We're going to end up cutting everything but the text out of this layer, so it doesn't matter if it's covering the rectangle for now. And I'm going to use the type tool, and I want to align my type to the right side, and I'm going to make a little text area, and I'm going to paste something I have in there. So I already have a writing of Bukowski copied, so I'll paste it in there. And now I'm going to show you what we're going to use the character window for. So when I use the type tool, I can change the font, the size, the alignment, the color, a few other things, but it's fairly limited in what it can do. But if I open a character window, I have many more options. For instance, I can make it I can go all caps. I can do small caps. I like all caps for this. Italicize it all. I don't know if I want to do that. I can change the width and the height independently. I'm going to go back and change both those to 100. I can change the tracking, which is the space between letters, and I can change the what is called leading, which is the space between lines. Cool. So what I want to do is pretty much get rid of a much negative space. I want to make the text really compact so we can see a lot of the image through there. So for one, I'm going to start by making everything a little bit smaller. I'll start with 66. Yeah, it looks all right. And like I said, I want to get those lines together to get rid of some of the negative space. So I'm just going to start with a value, and then I can adjust it. And that looks pretty good. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. And need to adjust that. That is pretty close to how I want it to look, I think. I'm going to move it and put it right over here. So it doesn't matter what color I made the text because I'm going to create a clipping mask. Okay. So put a copy of Bukowski on top of here. I'm going to change this into a clipping mask. So if I control-click that layer and do create clipping mask, what it basically does is cuts the text out of that image right there, which looks really cool. And this is a black rectangle, so that's my background. And then underneath it all, I have the extra image of Bukowski. I think this looks pretty good just the way it is. This is non-destructive editing, so I can still go back to my text layer and continue to edit the text, which is really nice. I haven't done anything I can't undo. So if I found a spelling error or wanted to try out different fonts, I could do that. I like Impact for this because it's a nice bold font and has a lack of negative space. Let's go back to Impact. I don't know, I kind of like the italicized one. Let's see if I nudge that over. How that would look. No, I'm not going to do italicize. All right, I'm going to leave well enough alone and call that pretty much done. So as you can see, the character window gives me a lot more options for customizing my text, and the clipping mask is a really simple, basic effect you can do to create cool looking designs and posters. I hope you enjoyed that.